Okay, well, it is time for a Earl Sweatshirt album reaction. Live, Laugh, Love, ASAP. Easy joke there. That's the joke I always make about ASAP Rocky albums because I can never remember the names. 11 songs, 24 minutes. It's kind of interesting. I'm only doing this one today. Some people have said, oh, let's get like a Earl Sweatshirt Super Friday in, which is a great idea. Except for the fact I'm fucking tired today, y'all. Just straight up tired. So gonna sit down with this one today, Friday, because it's quick. Did some work in the garage this morning just to try and wake up. As ironic as that might sound, you know, sometimes you're tired. You just got to get moving, right? Get the things going again and wake up a little bit. I feel a little better now. Current plan tomorrow is to listen to the new Joey Badass album that came out. Want to check that out. And then I might do something Sunday this weekend. Got to stay pretty busy this weekend. This Labor Day weekend. Got a long weekend. We're not going anywhere. Wife and I are just chilling at the house. I think my son's getting sick, so it's just going to be a hangout, recharge the batteries kind of weekend. So maybe I'll get some music in. That's the general plan. With this, I don't really know what to expect. You know, with Earl's one of those artists who I like his stuff. I don't really ever listen to him that much. And there's no particular reason. I mean, that statement applies to probably, God, like 80% of the artists these days. Like, and that includes rock too. Like I have so much music in my library. It's incredible. It's incredible. Like I can't, if I wanted to listen to it all, I couldn't. And you figure, okay, you know, just in a very general sense, I'm listening to at least 52 new albums a year because I do one a week for the channel. Plus I listen to new stuff in my own time. So like this year I've listened to the new Wet Leg album, which I like. New Deftones came out. New Chevelle came out. Gotten into, what's the name of the band? Majura or something like that. I can't remember the name. But they were part of the final track off of Vanisher Horizon Scraper, the new Quadeca album, the last track, Casper. So I've been checking out their EPs. So it's very common for me every year to pull in a new 60 albums or so, at least every year. And then, you know, there's all the other stuff I want to listen to. So it's like really hard to try and like keep up. It's impossible. I've given up, especially on the hip hop side. When I first started the channel, I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'll consistently revisit albums and, you know, stay fresh on everything. Nope. I gave that shit up a long time ago. Shit. All right, well, let's drop in. Let's check it out. It's going to be tricky in terms of editing if you're on YouTube. I never really talk about editing, but the YouTube versions, I try to cut about 50% of the music. I usually cut like 30 to 40%. 50% is my goal. It seems like once you have a certain percentage of music in a reaction, that's when you start getting copyright blocks. They claim everything, so I don't make any money on that, but that's when you start wandering into the getting blocked territory, when you have too much of the music. So if you've ever wondered why I cut the way I do, I'm just trying to cut a percentage of music out. This one's going to be tough because when songs are short, it's hard to edit. Like there's a song that's a minute, 10 seconds. Well, if I cut 50% of that, that's like, you know, I mean, I know percentage-wise that's the bulk of the song, but like it's a 5-minute song is way easier to edit music out of than a 70-second song. So if you're on YouTube and the edits are all wonky, Patreon, everything's uncut, no ads. You can listen to MP3. That's $2 a month. I think there's over 200 uncut reactions now on Patreon. I need to update my list. I need to do a lot of things, and I don't. That's how I stay sane, is by just not doing some things. You got to just knock things off the plate sometimes and say, fuck that. I'm just not going to do it. And then magically, somehow, life goes on. All right, let's jump into this album. It's called Live, Laugh, Love. My wife was concerned that Earl, in the photo on the cover, that he might not have, he needs sunglasses because she's concerned he's squinting like the sun is too bright. So hopefully Earl could get himself some sunglasses. The first track is called GSW versus SAC. I don't know what that means. I mean, when I see SAC, I think Sacramento. GSW, I don't know. Maybe the Great Southwest, but I don't think that's even a thing. I have no fucking idea. The Ravida? Theravida? I don't know how you pronounce the producer. New name to me. Anyways, jump in. Track 1. GSW versus SAC. 2 minutes. Huh.
My peripherals decorated at me, you can't get away, cause I still can see it every day. I lace my cleats and give them praise. Get your head in the game. What my nigga Tay Hicks say, I just paint pictures, you just chipping on the frame. Zooming out of thick malaise in my cranium. Let's get on a pitch and play tricky kangle. We scored 3 ways back to back and made our way home. Jiggy bricklayer like J-Ho. Breaker, they
his
can't
flow is
close.
very different.
Thin bell raids, we taking our whole thing. They can't cloak it. The blade came with the roses. I still hold it.
I've been listening to a lot of Jid, Clips, Freddie lately, Tyler lately. So Earl's flow is I gotta like readjust into it.
Okay, for the photo, I'm thankful for the blood, sweat, and pain that we paid for it. Lump sum, you can't change the total. Always a slow roller, don't race the tortoise. Don't wait for me.
Hey, don't wait for me, man. Don't wait for me. Don't wait for anybody. You running from yourself? Stop waiting. Yeah, that's your issue, man. You always waiting. All that running. So you want to chase things. You want to chase instead of find. That's your problem. You waiting on the hurricane. Honestly, you waiting on Uber Eats too. You always ordering that. You chasing all this stuff, but with nothing in that chase account.
But
Stop
with nothing.
waiting on in the club, knocking back chases, and you ain't even chase your drink. Yeah. How about you start working out? That's crazy. Maybe get in the gym, man. Maybe get you a hobby. Maybe get you a passion. Something beyond waiting. Find somebody to love. You after all that chasing gonna keep you running, and you ain't running from nowhere but your own self. And that's where you exactly need to be. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy.
Oh, interesting, like wind down on the production there at the end.
Activate.
I figured it'd kind of roll right into the next track too. My talking through this is gonna like ruin the whole album. I love this outro, of course. Of course I love this outro. This idea of stop running for yourself, stop waiting. Essentially stop waiting for something to happen. Like go get it. Go find your own passion. I've been thinking about this a lot the last couple of days. Actually, I might make a secret second YouTube channel. Real secret now that I've mentioned it. I haven't made anything, but I have an idea of what I want to do. And it's not going to be music related at all. I'll try and hide it. People will find it, but I'll try and hide it. But this guy's absolutely right. Well, I was going to say it's what I've been thinking about, but it's parallel to what I've been thinking about. But yeah, part of what is overlapping, what he's talking about is, chasing your dreams, finding your passion, doing something rather than sitting around waiting for something to happen. Because typically when you sit around waiting for something to happen, nothing really happens. That's generally how it goes. It's much more interesting when you pursue. And what's crazy about pursuit is it does not have to be this grand, big, incredible thing. It can be so minor. Like for me, I love putting pen to paper. There is something so calming and so relaxing about that for me. Even if I'm at work and we're on the computer all the time, right? You're typing up fucking reports and presentations and all stupid shit. That's how I feel about reports and presentations. And there's times, like the other day, I was going through, there's a project I'm kind of working on. I'm basically assessing if it needs to be started or not, trying to figure that out. And I just started writing on paper. I started writing down things that I did not need to write down at all. I knew it's just knowledge. It wasn't going to be shared with anybody. It wasn't information I needed to retain. But what it does for me, why I enjoy it so much, is it's a tactile experience, which is something it calms me down. But then also when I write, it slows my thoughts. And that is so huge. To be able to just kind of pump the brakes, ride the brakes, slow the thoughts down. And then all this noise, it settles out. And I feel like I can concentrate. I can focus so much better. I relax. And that's a thing you can pursue. Like, I was even thinking the other day, I might just go buy like a blank diary thing, not to like write about anything, but just just to write, just to slow the thoughts down. I think it's huge. It's been a lot of shit bounced around inside the brain last couple of months, man. I need to slow all that shit down. And I talk about that because he's talking about, you need to find yourself, right? Be with yourself. Know who you are. And that's something about myself that I know is true, that when I put pen to paper, I calm down. It relaxes me. It calms my thoughts. That's such an important tool to have and to be able to use. And if you distract yourself with, all these things, there's plenty of stuff to distract yourself with. You never learn those things. So yeah, I'm into that. I'm gonna ignore the rest of the track. I don't know why. I have no particular reason other than when he was going through, I was like, I don't know what the fuck Earl's talking about. So I'm not going to pretend to know, and I'm not going to even take the time to figure it out. I'm just going to talk about the thing that confirmed my own bias and then move on. So let's go ahead. We're going to move on. We're going to go to track 2. It's called Forge. Same producer. I think it's called the Rabbit. I'll say that. All right. Here's track 2, Forge.
For the sake of everybody in the band, act like you got some sense.
For the sake of
measure did them in. The message couldn't be missed. The head was on the stick where it belonged. My February never ends.
I like this production.
It isn't long. A pinch of salt and you mix through your biscuits off. I'm on my off foot again. I pick apart the defense with the triple cross, silver heart.
I like this.
Scars. Jog my memory, what is in ours?
It kind of falls in.
God at infinitum. I gather you didn't hunt it all. We circling like hawks. All them niggas lunch. Took time off. I ain't no niggas still a suck. Permafrost pimping protocol.
Took time off.
Cold like Andre Benjamin. I'm playing bad. I'm still in love with you. Let's get in the tub.
I like
Jaws
Forge.
ain't big enough for what you bit off. I'll keep the key to your heart for incidentals. Tunnel vision stuck like barnacles on what's propping the big picture. Stick along for the ride long enough. We ending up fine for once. Finally fucked. The heavy measure did them in.
I like this track.
The message couldn't be missed. The head was on a stick where it belonged.
Love the beat.
February never ends.
I really like that track.
Dance.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of letting to see how it transitions in. We're okay. So since I skipped all the lyrics on the first track, we're gonna get into the lyrics on the second track. I like this one a lot. I love the intro, big boy. For the sake of everybody in the band, act like you got some sense. All right, let's go through this. Let's see if we can pick apart Earl a little bit. The heavy measure did him in. The message couldn't be missed. The head was on a stick where it belonged. My February never ends. It isn't long. Okay, I don't know about that. That pinch of salt in your mix threw your biscuits off. The first thing I think of with that is, salt, right? Being salty, being a little pissed off, maybe a little jealous or whatever about somebody. That pinch of salt you threw in your mix, threw your biscuits off. So because you're maybe got a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of envy, a little bit pissed off about maybe what somebody made in their mix, their song, maybe their production, whatever. Kind of tried to do the same thing, but it didn't work. Maybe. That's going to be my guess. I'm not going to worry about the annotations. I'll just see what I get from this on my own. I'm on my off foot again. I pick apart the defense with the triple cross. For me, when I hear Earl say something like I'm on my off foot again, Earl is kind of odd. And it's a neat kind of odd. And it's very unique. Like the stuff that Earl does, basically you put on an Earl album, you don't have to be an expert. I am not. But you put on, something by Earl Sweatshirt, your ear just, I know who that is. There's no confusing, right? In a good way. And so I feel like I'm on my off foot again. I pick apart the defense with the triple cross. I feel like I'm going to take that as his own unique style of artistry kind of just punches through the rest of the bullshit that everybody else makes, in a sense. Silver hearts, a spliff for your scars. Jog my memory. What isn't ours? Silvers of God and infinitum. I gather you didn't hunt at all. We're circling like hawks. all them lunch, all them people's lunch. Took time. I love this line. Took time off. I ain't know people would still suck. That's just funny, dude. That's just funny. I took a break from rap and came back, and then, geez, you guys still are terrible at this shit. That's funny. Permafrost, Pimpin' Protocol, Ice Cold like Andre Benjamin. Ice Cold. I'm playing, babe. I'm still in love with you. Let's get in the tub. All right, there you go. Jaws ain't big enough for all. What you bit off. This part was really interesting. What you bit off. I'll keep the key to your heart for incidentals. So this 3-line section right here, you know, I'm playing, babe, I'm still in love with you, let's get in the tub. So kind of like an amends. Jaws ain't big enough for all. Which makes me think of Jaws, the movie, Sharks. What you bit off. So there's some sort of injury occurred. I'll keep the key to your heart for incidentals. Incidentals is something like, you know, you think of like you go to a hotel and they hold a certain amount of, you know, money from your card for incidental damages.
So he's stringing her along?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you to chime in without hearing what.
Or does he want a booty call?
No. I'm gonna tell you no today. No chiming in. No. But you keep, so, you know, basically you've done me wrong to a sense. And I'm gonna forgive you, you know, we're gonna make up. But for incidentals, in case of further damages, I'm going to keep the key to your heart. So basically, it seems like what he's saying is, if you cause further damage, I'm going to go ahead and break your heart after this. It seems like what he's saying. Tunnel vision stuck like barnacles on what's propping the big picture up. Stuck like barnacles on what's propping the big. So barnacles grow on the bottom of, you know, boats and stuff like that, or on the pier poles, and you think of tunnel vision. You know, things are closing in like that. So barnacles could be something like the idea of growth coming in, blocking your vision, but what's propping the big picture up. Stick along for the ride long enough. We end up fine for once. Finally. Fuck. I don't know. Interesting shit, man. Earl's neat. He's a very neat artist. Different. And that's what I like. You know, it's not like every song he makes is my favorite song, although I do really like Forge. The style on that production was fucking cool, man. But I really just enjoy how it is that he puts out his music, what he does. Like that, I think there's a song, I don't remember the album. It's the one with the black cover. I don't like shit and I don't go outside. I think that's it. Faucet, that song's fucking incredible. Incredible song. I love that one. All right, let's go to track 3. What do we got? Infatuation, same producer. Dropping in track 3, another just 90-second track, real quick. Here we go. Let's check it out.
Dance. Check. Yeah. Exonerated, I ain't dying on this hill. Tonight we dining where? Leonidas, I know somewhere with finer fares. Germinate the yeast, we got it jumping in the pan. Flirts with danger, we hastily learn how to dance. Circumstance, raise a baby to a beast like rain and heat. Raise a seed into a plant. Stone throwers, glass homes, keep hot in hands. Terse reminders of the rocky path. Gleaning what I can from what I have amassed. The space-time continuum bend. I'm sticking with the simple plans. I'm just a man. Bars like the rim of the bath. Live, love, and laugh. This up like hovercraft. Have little buddy relax. We on the cutting edge. Told you we only doubling back to cover tracks. Metal lungies, you don't wanna match. The earth mother gave the sun a lap that sat me on my ass. Jet lag, waking up the black
It's
money,
production,
breaking up
man.
the
This is
cash
cool
out
shit.
Number, but we obviously crunch them in the stacks. Nobody wants the scraps. Nobody. The low hum of hunger had my stomach singing a song of sadness, wishing that it wasn't flat. Tonight we dining where?
Wishing that it wasn't flat.
Dance.
Trippy, man. I love how much they're fucking around with production. That one kind of fades out. Okay. I think the whole house is getting sick. Well, my son's getting sick. I think I'm starting to get sick. So that's fun. That'll be fun. Let's go through this. Exonerated. I ain't dying on this hill. Tonight we're dining where? Tell Leonidas I know somewhere with finer fares. Leonidas is the guy from 300? Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, tonight we dine in hell. That's right. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie 300. One of my favorite jokes is Sarah Silverman talking about the movie 300 and how they came up with the name, because what they did was they took on a scale of 1 to 10 how gay the movie was. I love that fucking joke. Tell Leonidas I know somewhere with finer fares. Germinate the yeast. We got it jumping in the pan. Flirts with danger. We hastily learn how to dance. I love this section right here. Circumstance raised a baby to a beast like rain and heat raised a seed into a plant. Stone throwers, glass homes, keep hiding hands, terse reminders of the rocky path. I want to click that. Classic proverb. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Yeah, of course. Earl's calling out hypocrisy. People judge while hiding their own flaws. Yeah, of course. But I'm curious about the keep hiding hands part. Because that makes me think of the opposite of throwing hands. Now, I don't know if that's what he means. But if you think of the opposite of throwing hands, you know, stone throwers, glass home, basically it's just a bunch of people criticizing each other, talking shit, but no one's like really getting smacked around for it, which probably makes it easier to talk shit. I don't know if that's actually what it means, but that's what I think of. And then, but the terse reminders of the rocky path. I don't know. Like maybe in the terms of, you know, throwing stones, maybe what he's talking about is just how easy it is these days to throw stones at glass houses. You know, how easy it is to just talk shit about anybody, because that's essentially what the online discourse has become. It's just a bunch of people talking shit about a bunch of people, but everyone's hiding their hands. Like nobody actually has to pay any kind of price for running their mouth. Maybe. I don't know. Interesting little section right there. I like that. Gleaning what I can from what I have amassed, the space-time continuum bend, I'm sticking with the simple plans, I'm just a man. Bars like the rim of the bath. Live, laugh, love. Or I'm sorry, live, love, laugh. Bars like the rim of the bath. So like when you get in the bathtub, sometimes if you're all dirty and filthy in the water, you know, you get like a little rim around the top of the bathtub. Let's click on that one. Let's see what people are saying about that. I gotta sneeze so bad. At least I remember to mute when my face explodes these days. Bars of soap are often placed on the rims of bathtubs. Okay. So Earl uses a double entendre to describe his lyrics as cleansing and therapeutic. Okay. 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 All right. Yeah. Sure. I'm on board with that one. It's up like the hovercraft. Have little buddy relax from the cutting edge. Told you we're only doubling back to cover tracks. What's this about? Any return move they make is in a retreat. Just strategy to stay untouchable. It's also double entendre, doubling vocals on a track. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. That was the part I was unsure about. Outnumbered, but we're obviously crunching them into stats. What are we saying here? What are people saying about this one? Play on the term number cruncher. He's outnumbered by competing acts, presumably he still overcomes them by putting numbers up and garnering more attention. Nobody wants the scraps. The low hum of hunger had my stomach singing a song of sadness. I really like that line. I just like essentially the literature of it. The low hum of hunger had my stomach singing a song of sadness. I'm sad. I'm hungry. Huh. Let's keep going. Fascinating little project so far. This is track 4. It's called Gamma, Need the Love. Same producer, The Ravida. I think, is that throughout? Oh, we got different producers. Navy Blue, Black Noise. Okay, there's different producers. All right, here's track 4, Gamma.
Yeah. Humble yourself. You cumbersome coming into your old age. The jig is up. up, it's much too late. I pre the runs fake. I try my luck one day. For now, I only trust faith. Untouched rage, stuck with in front of bus days. I need the love game. My feet is up way above niggas' ceilings. Fuck your feelings. I look around, the only thing I see is us, gang. Love leaving is unappealing. To be stuck, you stayed under. I stayed wondering why. Cause the wave undulates and I'm on a high.
This is neat too.
Couldn't shake the notion. My fate was up for me to decide. It's no time for pumping brakes. Trey 5 Brook on the plate. You right, we whipping J's. Way too much funnel for one, but niggas love the taste. Release a dub for Dave. True Goy. Plug number 2, Gamma Ray. Hey, everybody love the sunshine shine. Like the boy Roy ASA. Can't throw away my whole life standing in shade. Shaming how you stammering. Quick change the plans. That ain't like Dave Cameron. Dangling off the Empire State. Bet the entire state on me. I came out the gate with fire. Raining flames on who my campaign collide with. Wavy off of age. They say I should have played for Wave Forest. Stakes plummet when you play funny games. Cat in the bag. Everything you utter doesn't escape. Running man.
What?
Niggas in the camp fuck what you weigh. Maximum stats, maximum bitches, and massive fucking plays. Hey, my little baby stack like she from the game.
Haha. I have no idea what any of that shit means. Neat track though. I kind of like this one too. Yeah. Man. Oh, I like that too. All right, let's pick it along into some lyrics here, man. This is fascinating. Humble yourself, you cumbersome coming into your old age. Humble yourself, cumbersome coming in to your old age. I feel like that's somebody who's like afraid to grow old, clinging to their youth. You know, you're not aging with any dignity, essentially. Like, and really, it's almost kind of a way of saying, "Fucking grow up." You know, you're already aging, so you might as well grow up. I like that. Cumbersome coming into your old age. Like it happens to us all, kids. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's coming. Age is coming. Honestly, I have enjoyed getting older. My 30s were better than my 20s, and my 40s have been way better than my 30s. So I like getting older. One thing that's really nice too about getting older, assuming that, things kind of go on a decent trajectory where, you're making a little bit more money and you get a little bit more established in your life, what have you. One really nice thing about getting older is people stop telling you what to do. It's fucking great. Sometimes people don't even ask anymore. They're like nervous to ask. It's great. It's great. You just start turning into an old, cranky, crotchety fucking guy. And I was like, oh no, don't bother him. Don't bother him. It's great. I love it. Love it. The jig is up. It's much too late. A pre the run's fake. I feel like this is a typo. What the fuck does this mean? Pre means to look or observe, and runs is a weed strain. Okay. Well, that explains it and makes it more confusing for me. So there you go. I'll try my luck one day. For now, I only trust faith. Untouched rage stuck with him from the bus days. I need the love, gang. I feel like this is untouched rage stuck, this rage from the youth, right? When you're younger, you're broke as fuck. You can't do shit. You got to take the bus, all that kind of stuff. You still have that rage stuck inside. I need the love. Kind of cure the rage. My feet is up way above people's ceilings. Fuck your feelings. Look around. The only thing you can see is us. Love leaving. It's unappealing to be stuck. Let's click on that one. I like that. Oh, actually, this is the whole chunk. So here's what the annotation will encompass. Love leaving. It's unappealing to be stuck. You stayed under. I stay wondering why, because the wave undulates and I'm on high. He contrasts stagnation with momentum. People around him stay under while he rides life's ups and downs, choosing motion over being trapped. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good annotation. I agree with that. The undulating wave, riding high on the undulating wave while the other person stays under. But I feel like I feel like there's a little bit more to it because, why isn't the other person riding the wave? And I would assume that with Earl and the type of music that he makes and his willingness to just try something different and be a little unique rather than essentially ride the wave of what everybody else is doing, like there is this weird, almost like conundrum of this is what's popular. So I got to make the same music as everybody else that's popular so that I can be popular. But then when I try and make the same music as the popular people, I'm not popular because I'm trying to make the same music. I'm trying to ride that wave so I stay under, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Fun to think about. I couldn't shake the notion my fate was up for me to decide. There's no time for pumping brakes. Tray 5, Brooke on the plate. You're right. We whooping Jays. Way too much funnel for one, but people love the taste. What the fuck is this about? Continuing the weed theme for previous line. Okay, often referred to as funnel. Okay, so that's a type of weed, I suppose. Who knows? Lisa Duff for Dave. Dave, plug 2, true guy member of De La Soul. Right. Okay, I couldn't remember what group. I remember the Dave, and I remember that he had died recently. De La Soul. I love that song. I can't remember the name of it. I know I love you better. Everybody loves the sunshine. Shun like the boy. Roy Ayers. I don't know who Roy Ayers is. Oh, it's an album or a song reference. Okay. Can't throw away my whole life standing in shade. Shame will have you stammering, quick change of plans to go ape like James Cameron dangling off the Empire State. Is this a King Kong reference? Yep. All right. I got that one. Bet the entire estate on me. I came out the gate with fire, raining flames on who my campaign collide with. I like that a lot too. Not a specific person, just whoever happens to be in my way. That's good shit. Stakes plummet when you play funny games. Cat in the bag. Everything you utter doesn't escape. Running Man. So there's a movie Running Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, old movie, like late 80s. And it was like this weird game show, this murder game show with like prisoners or something. It's been forever since I've seen it, but like you had to run, you tried to escape. So I feel like that might be a reference to that. Cat in the Bag. I guess this is like a medieval thing where they would try to sell pigs at the market, but they didn't have pigs. So they would stuff a cat in there and then keep it in the bag and then try and sell it before the other person found out. And so if the cat got out of the bag, people found out they had been tricked. So that's where that whole saying comes from, the cat's out of the bag. But then obviously the cat runs. So then that kind of ties into Running Man maybe. Stakes plummet when you play funny games. And so doing a cat in the bag would be a funny game. Although not that funny to the person who paid for a pig and got a cat instead. Everything you utter doesn't escape. That's the part I don't know. Let's click on the annotation. Now that I've said all this shit. That mix of menace and observation that's common in his work, like he's quietly calling out someone's actions while highlighting their inevitable exposure. Maybe. Sure. I don't know. This is neat, man. Let's keep going. This is neat. Track 5's called Well Done. 70 whole seconds. Producer's Navy Blue. Dropping into track 5.
Bells rung, send a mail up high to the sky, home that I fell from. Bail us out the barn, mask over my eyes just like a welder. Tail spun
mask
out
over my
eyes, baptized in the fires of flaw and failures. I tried to tell you, you never gonna get a rise out of a real one. Tough like Riot Spell, Orion size heavyweight titles on a belt, sir. Flying in on a wide eye at a maelstrom, wild side that I hail from. I see you ain't moved in a while, ain't gonna lie, you probably should get your sails up. Time will tell who the hell won. Promise I don't know who assailed you. Bear cubs, head hunt, voila, they probably do it for breadcrumbs, providing shelter. Dug well enough to find us some kind of wealth. Mining through my self-gun boost. The bottom started to melt some. I felt stuck. Still cut, knife showing the shield, spill blood.
From this action, we see the priest's responsibility towards the congregation, thus towards the gods.
Trippy.
Now,
That just dumps right into the next one. Some interesting lyrics on this one. Well, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? I think that's going to be a common theme. Sent the mail up high to the sky home that I fell from. I wonder if that's just a way of saying prayer. Prayer. Let's see. A reference to a line in Earl and Al's 2015 E. coli. I wasn't born. Mama snatched me off the motherfucking stork on a Friday. But it goes further. It says, highlighting a weak and cold familiar bond or family bond he felt in his youth, especially towards his father. The letter is sent home to this other realm, perhaps to his late father or grandmother. Huh. Balance out the bond, mask over my eyes just like a welder, tail spun out of binds, baptized in the fires of flaw and failures. What catches me with the mask over my eyes just like a welder is you can still see through that mask, but it's only if it's something burning very, very hot, very bright. And then you get into baptized in the fires of flaw and failures. And so I feel like that's a really fancy way of saying, you know, these flaws and these failures. For a while, it probably tortured him, hence calling it like a fire and being baptized in that fire, you know, being submerged to this pain of flaw and failures, but also in a way, also seeing through this bright fire to actually see what's happening, perhaps. And so taking that, because when you're welding, you're putting something together. Typically, you're fixing something. I mean, you could be torching, you could be cutting too, but either way, it does feel like a way of saying, yeah, all these flaws and all these failures, I was able to see through essentially the pain and kind of go to the next step and actually build something from that. Again, maybe. The way Earl writes is very fascinating. So it's questionable if I ever say I've got it figured out. I'm probably wrong. I tried to tell you, you're never going to get a rise out of a real one. I like this part right here. Tough like rye or spelt, Orion-sized heavyweight titles on the belt. So Orion's belt is a constellation. And if you think about, you know, having a substantial heavyweight belt, having a constellation is pretty almost eternal in a sense. Flying in on the wide-eyed of the maelstrom wild side that I hail from, I see you ain't moved in a while. Ain't gonna lie, you probably should get your sails up. Like, you probably need to get going, get moving. Lots of little references at the idea of being stagnant, of not pursuing passion, not pursuing dreams, not trying things, not learning from flaws and failures. Lots of little references to that so far. Time will tell who the hell won. I promise I don't know who assailed you. This part I don't understand. Bear cubs, headhunt, voila. They'd probably do it for breadcrumbs. Providing shelter dug well enough to find us some kind of wealth. Mining through myself. What's a gumboot? I don't know what the fuck a gumboot is. Does it say gumboots are heavy rubber boots you wear in mud or water? Oh, well, I know what those boots are. I didn't know they were. I've known that like my whole life. I had no idea they were called gumboots. There you go. There you go. The bottom started to melt. I felt stuck. Steel cut knives showing the shield. Love, spill blood. Steel cut knives showing the shield. I don't know. Interesting shit. Let's move on to, I like Well Done. I like that one. Let's go to 6, which is called Live. This is the longest track off the album at 3.5 minutes. So we'll have to pause, take an intermission about halfway through. You know, stretch, eat a sandwich, take a break during this really long 3.5 minute track. Here we go. Here's Live, track 6.
I remember when I ain't want it. I prayed harder, they hooked on the phonics. Cooking them condoms like Lauren. In the 90s, the Lauren is on me. You gonna die on the hill of your choice. I still hear the voices. I'm a Pisces, part of me still in a void. Fishy annoyed, my inhibitions destroyed. Tapped in, locked in with
Fishy
my little
annoyed.
boy. I'ma lead you to the river, I can't sip it for you. Never leave with indecision, never leave the homies. Unless it's time to lead the homies. It's all pressure, God.
Interesting,
That's what they
interesting.
wanted. I'm secreting something different, the bitches get on me. Pick up sticks, we got next to whichever opponent. We on next, blessed, don't get beheaded this summer. Cross the line, double back and put everything on it. It's all in a row. A family focus, my wingspan is a globe. I'm glad to be home. I had to get over. I had to get low. I'm in the house, I keep a backpack by the door. I'm Batman, I get the signal that I'm adios. The last laugh is for the niggas always in the know. The fast cash is for the bitches in expensive clothes. The fast facts is for the chillers, had to bring it home. I feel it in my... I feel it in my... I feel it in my soul.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I really like that. Is it a breakdown, or are we gonna stay in this new beat?
How long do you
Yeah,
plan?
cool.
I don't wanna know. Not much to say, so copy over. Monster truck tank, we crushing and rolling. My stronghold faith was keeping me whole. Smoke out flames, we freezing it over. All the small favors added up into the loss. Stood up in my seat at the table, I was exhausted. Can't pardon mistakes or flaws. It's taking so long. 3 heads over the bar, scoping them out from afar. Jump straight out of the house, don't need no alarm. The boss is down, the lay of the land.
I like
the
live.
law we live out. Always got our hands, some extra chips.
He's really like blurring out.
I always only play the wind. Wow, does the wind howling and hissing. Frown wasn't fixed, the brow wasn't twitched down on my head. Kept the crown in the next one. It's easy to miss it. Truthfully, just
I have no idea where we are.
Tank to the kids. Pray God give them refuge and some assistance for making sense. I cut out the stem. I saw the death blow and this shit confusing, simple and malleable. It's tricky. Just trying to groove with me. Just trying to live.
Trippy.
Trying to
Really neat beat. Really neat beat. Odd song. Like odd, even odd for like Earl. He really blurs out his vocals on that second chorus, or second verse, I mean. I almost like, it's basically 2 tracks in one, which is kind of neat. All right, let's go through it. I remember when I ain't want it. I pray harder. They hooked on the phonics. What is this about? Earl's spoken in interviews about how this project was made in conversation between his 16-year-old self and the man he is today. He used to be very cynical in his youth, but he's grown to be more hopeful, especially after starting a family and getting married. He sees creating music as a spiritual and therapeutic process, but feels his fans just like him for his bars. Well, that's probably true. But, you know, with that, I feel like sometimes with artists, they don't realize that when they're done with their project and they release it to the public, it kind of stops being theirs. Like, yes, they made it. Yes, they own it. Yes, they get to perform it. It's still theirs in like a very much a legal sense and a creative sense. But once it goes into somebody else's ears, the artist no longer has control over that experience. It becomes our experience. And so I feel like there are times when people, you know, every now and then you'll see artists get a little cranky about this, that, and the other. And it's like, sometimes the complaints are valid. You know, do you guys even pay attention to the lyrics and all that kind of shit? There's plenty of valid criticism. But at the same time, it is very true that every listener out there listens to music their own way. And the artists have no control over that. And I feel like artists need to kind of like accept that. They don't have to like it, but they would do better to just realize that and accept it, because that's just what it is. You don't have control over how people take in the music, the movie, the show, the book, the whatever that's been created. It becomes your own experience. And that's why certain songs become so big, because yeah, the artist was talking about a certain thing in their life, or it was very personal or whatever, but somehow it translates across to the listener, and the listener can take their experience and it transmutes into their own experience and how it applies to their life and what happened with their life. And so that song takes on a new like realm of existence. And I think that's why music is so magical, because it can shift around like that. Anyway, all of that off of an annotation. Cooking them calmly, like Lauren in the 90s. The Lauren is on me. You're going to die on the hill of your choice. I still hear the voice. I like that you're going to die on the hill of your choice. This is very true. Very, very true. And I feel like it's a mention of either stubbornness or dedication, you know? So just make sure the hill that you do choose to die on is worth dying on. That's really all you got to know. You know, we're all going to die on a hill somewhere or another in terms of what we, want to argue over or believe in or whatever. Just hopefully that hill is worth fighting over. I'm a Pisces, part of me still in the void, fishy, annoyed, my inhibitions destroyed, tapped in, locked in with my little boy. I'm going to lead you to the river. I can't sip it for you. What's the river? What's the river? Referencing a popular idiom that goes, you can't lead a horse to water. Or you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. Sure. It means you can give someone an opportunity or resource to do something, you can't force them. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's just as simple as taking that phrase and shifting it around. But I wonder if he means something specifically by the river. I bet Earl does. He probably means something about specific by using the term the river. Never lead with indecision. Never leave the homies unless it's time to leave the homies. But I like that because the way he broke down the production right there. Well, I shouldn't say, hey, who was it? Was it Black Noise? Yeah, the way Black Noise broke the production down there. It was a clear decision. So never lead with indecision. Never leave the homies. So substantial sound change unless it's time to leave the homies, meaning unless you know it's time. I got to get away from these guys for whatever reason. So, and that is not indecision. That is clear decision. It's all pressure God level because that's what they wanted. I'm secreting something different. The bitches got on me. Pick up 6. We got the next, whichever opponent. We on next. Blessed. Don't get beheaded this summer. Cross the line. Doubled back and put everything on it. It's all in the roll. Is this like a Craps reference or something? I don't know. I don't know. The family focus. My wingspan is the globe. I'm glad to be home. Had to get over. Had to get low. I'm in the house. I keep a bag packed by the door. Like Batman, I get the signal that I'm adios. The last laugh is for the people always in the know. The fast cash was for the bitches and the expensive clothes. The fat sacks is for the children's. Had to bring it home. It's kind of neat. Bringing home money to the family. Verse 2, the beat swaps and he gets all blurry, slurry with his vocals. So let's go through because, man, about halfway in, I couldn't tell what the fuck he was saying. How long do you plan on staying? Don't want to know. Not much to say except copy over. I don't know what this is about, but this section is great because sometimes you ask somebody a question and then as soon as you ask them, you realize, I don't want to know the answer. Or it kind of doesn't matter what the answer is, because it probably will not be an answer that you want to hear and there's nothing you can do about it. So then you're left with this statement of copy over. And what this is quoted, copy over, because if you use radio, copy means you hear what they have said, and over means you have nothing further to say. So that That section makes a lot of sense right there. I like that. Mostly because I can understand it. I understand what it means. Monster truck tank. We crush it and roll them. My stronghold faith, what's keeping me whole. Smolder out flames, we're freezing it over. All the small favors added up into the loss. Stood up at my seat at the table. I was exhausted. Can't pardon mistakes or flaws. They're taking too long. 3 heads over the bar. Scoping them out from afar. Jump straight out the house. Don't need no alarm to put my fist down. The lay of the land and the law we live out. Always got a hot hand and some extra chips. Told baby don't flip out. She loved how I always only play to win. Wow. Wild as the wind, howling and hissing. Frown wasn't fixed. The brow wasn't twitching. Down on my head, kept the crown in the next room. It's easy to miss. Yeah, I don't know. Stuff like this is fascinating because it's almost like I can kind of get it in a very non-conscious, just random way. But if I sit down and try and think about it and explain it, it doesn't make any sense. It's almost more of a feeling than a thought. It's truthfully just used as a step stool. Wu-Tang loves the kids. Pray God give him refuge and some assistance with making sense. I cut off the stem. I saw the death blooming. This shit get confusing. Simple and malleable. It's tricky. Just trying to groove with me. Just try a little living. Haha. Fuck if I know. There's my assessment of verse 2. Fuck if I know. There you go. Let's go to 7. It's called Static. Black Noise is producing again. Jumping in. Track 7.
It ain't really take no time to see. These niggas ain't on time.
A bit of a banger.
Diddy bopping around the ring like Ali. Showing all my teeth, smiling my response. Cheap talk, keep your guard up. Niggas eavesdropping. The weak jaws, we try trees, sparking my dreams foggy. Unique offers. Tell the giant I need like 3 from this most recent bean harvest. Geeked off and stockpiling drip. I'm putting shit on like Steve Harvey. Me, Gene, and Gene Dawson do a 3-piece of stripper ball like let's see it. Go on, get this thing started. Arm all in a thing like Vince Carter. Overall, y'all baby shit soft. We first team all league marksman. Let it sing on you like a voice from East Harlem. Easy target. 3-ball game blouses. Let the purple rain down.
Game blouses.
Thought it was a drought. Heard it
Let the purple rain down.
On the flow like Chris Farley. They marking niggas out. The streets watching and filming now. What's the lick, Aki? They hawking niggas down. I ain't hear a sound. Niggas click hopping. I ain't lip a brow. It didn't shock me.
So these lyrics, I have no idea what this shit is. I know the game blouses. I know that one. Cool beat. A bit of a banger. Just a bit of a banger. Even Earl kind of coming out with some heat in his vocals. It keeps throwing me off. I keep thinking it's over because it's such a short track.
Yo, check.
Oh, these little weird dumps in. So this easy target 3-ball game, blouses, let the purple rain douse them. That's a Dave Chappelle reference right there. Yeah. Great skit. Oh my God. If you've never ever seen the Dave Chappelle skit, Charlie Murphy's True Stories with Prince. Oh my fucking God, dude. It's so funny. I'm sure it's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Those and the Rick James. those are really funny too. It ain't really take no time to see. These people ain't on no timing. Diddy bopping around the ring like Ali, showing off my teeth, smiling. My response to cheap talk, keep your guard up. People eavesdropping with weak jaws. We chop trees, spark them, my dreams spark. So if you're eavesdropping like with weak jaws, keep your guard up. Like basically one punch is all it's going to take to knock you out. So keep your guard up. Interesting. Anyway, unique offers. Tell the giant I need like 3 from this most recent bean harvest. So that's Jack and the Beanstalk. Geeked off it, stockpiling drip. I'm putting shit on like Steve Harvey. I don't know what this is about. Steve Harvey reference. Oh, they're just making fun of the clothes that he wears. Okay. Okay. Me, G, and Gene Dawson, who Pixel Bath, I think, he has an album. People have told me I gotta listen to Pixel Bath. Scout specifically has told me, please listen to Pixel Bath. That's my favorite album. I should do that. I will someday. Like 9 years from now, I'll get to it. Through a 3-piece at stripper bowl. Like, let's see it. I don't know what that's about. Go get this thing started. All I'm thinking like Vince Carter. Overall, baby shit soft. Vince Carter. Oh. Slam dunk contest. Oh, I didn't know. I was thinking Vince Staples. Not Vince Carter. Anyway. We first team all league marksman. Let it sing on you like a voice from East Harlem. A reference to the Sing Sing prison in Assinning, New York. A legendary concert occurred there in 1972, and the opening act was a group called Voices of East Harlem. Oh, well, there you go. Huh. I like Static. That's a bit of a banger. Let's move on to, this is number 8, Crisco. Producer's Navy Blue. Another really long one at 2.5 minutes. Here we go. Track it.
Yo, check. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Gran Turismo, hop out the fishbowl with a
Trippy
fist full of cash and a lit bogey. She don't turn tricks for me. I don't let her, but she would if I did though. Name an instance of bullshit that I went for. Deep in the trench like a split stone, no pistol. Just me and my wits. I'm who the scale tip for. 10 controlling the strip, making it get cold. It just snowed in your nose. She dipped lower than sinkholes. Lo siento, attention central. The promoters is pissed. My kicks on where you supposed to sit. They get bold.
My kicks on where you supposed to sit.
Nigga ditch like ding dong. I'm on the porch with the click crisp like chicken and Crisco's. My nigga, I need all of my ends. Need all of us in. Can't sit down until the base is rounded impatient. Politicking with pagans, hated how I sounded. I'ma see you later. Made it safe and sound. My fingers seize the day of meeting solemn prayer. Easy payment. To me, it beats making problems. Brazen. Brought the beef to the grazing oxen. Sliced from the navel to the collarbone and drain the body. Train the mind and made me silent. Tracing my baby God can't trace the mama.
I have no idea what's going
on. Home like baby father. Things I thought would shake me to my core just made me hotter. Sacred knowledge. Jada cups, it's time to change the stakey diapers. Looking north, it's a trail to follow. Can't get lost and staying shining. For those I come across, the ones we lost and all the ones behind me. Pops is kinda janky. His replacement beat the failure out of me. Made me violent, hated fighting. I know I can't take no loss, my anger bottle. Mama say his face ain't look like yours, it's on the floor. Go out and scrape them off it. Mop them like a chore, it ain't no way around it. They knew shit was off when I was staying silent. It stayed inside, I'm saying sorry for the pain I caused. God know my heart and that I'm out here trying to change the course. I'm working on it. Peeling layers off in the lab sauce, kinda.
In the lab sauce, kinda.
Halfway there. You know what I meant, though.
Huh. Let's look at the second chorus, or second verse. I can't sit down until the bass is rounded. Impatient. So I can't sit down until I hit a home run, essentially. Politicking with pagans, hated how I sounded. I'm going to see you later. That's another interesting line, too. Politicking with pagans, hated how I sounded. And he probably means something specific there, but I'm going to go back out a little bit more of a general sense of, if you argue, debate with somebody, not necessarily a pagan, but from a contextual point of view, like a pagan would just be somebody who's, like view or opinion you don't find valid, right? So whoever that would be, you're kind of like your opposite, your antithesis, whatever. So arguing and debating with them, and then as you do so, realizing that you don't like who you are, as you have this discussion, this debate, this argument, right? Like hated how I sounded. And that doesn't necessarily mean like the position that you hold, but maybe just more so the person you become as you argue it for or against or whatever. So then for him to say, I'm going to see you later. I really appreciate that, because to me, I think there's a lot of value in, like, debate is important and discussion is important and learning other people's ideas and opinions and challenging your own. All that shit's important. But it's also important to realize that if you're in these debates or these discussions, whatever, and all it does is make you an ugly person, if it makes you angry and just, what are you actually getting from that? You know? And I think that's very important today in the online sphere, where people are just arguing left and right, just pissing matches all over the place. And for what? I mean, they're for nothing. So where's the value in it for you as a person? Is this argument, this debate, this petty, trivial bullshit, is it bettering your life? No, probably not. So then that's when it's time to make the choice of, I'm going to walk away from this shit, right? So I really like that line. Politicking with pagans, hated how I sounded. I'm going to see you later. Like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm going to just go do something healthy instead. Made it safe and sound. My fingers seized the day of meeting. Solemn prayer, easy payment. To me, it beats making problems. Brazen. Brought the beef to the grazing oxen. Sliced from the navel to the collarbone and drained the body. I don't really understand any of this shit. Trained the mind. It made me solid. Traits of mine. My baby got. Can't trace to mama. Interesting. Interesting. That's interesting. Get these white girls out my home like baby father. I don't know what that is a reference to. What's baby father? What the hell is that? Oh, there's a song. Okay. Things I thought would shake me to my core just made me hotter. Sacred knowledge. 8 of Cups. It's time to change the stinking diapers. Looking north. It's a trail to follow. Can't get lost. I'm staying shining for those I come across. The ones we lost and all the ones behind me. I really like this line. I'm staying shining for those I come across. Like, try to be something positive. I like that a lot. Pops was kind of janky. His replacement beat the failure out of me. Made me violent. Hated fighting. I know I can't take no loss. My anger bottled. Mama says, his face ain't look like yours. So that's not his real dad. It's on the floor. Go out and scrape him off it. Mop him like a chore. Ain't no way around it. So it's like he got in a fight with his stepdad or something like that. Then his shit was off when I was staying silent and stayed inside. I don't like shit and I don't go outside. I'm saying sorry for the pain I caused. God know my heart and that I'm out here trying to change the course. I'm working on it. Peeling layers off, in the lab sauced, kinda. And I love this kinda at the very end, because it could be applied to being sauced, like I'm kinda sauced. It could be applied to I'm kinda working on it. It could be it could be all of it. It could be the apology. I'm kinda sorry. Like this kinda right here is so great because it can attach to so many specific individual things, or it could just be an umbrella for the whole section. So this is like the most powerful kinda I've ever seen, I think, in my life. Kinda. I'm just going to go through this bit one more time. Pops was kind of janky. His replacement beat the failure out of me, made me violent, hated fighting. I know I can't take no loss. My anger bottled. Mama say, his face ain't look like yours. It's on the floor. Go out and scrape him off it. Mop him like a chore. Ain't no way around it. They knew shit was off when I was staying silent and stayed inside. I'm sorry for the pain I caused. God know my heart and that I'm out here trying to change the course. I'm working on it. Peeling layers off, in the lab sauced. Kinda. All right, CRISCO. This is a neat album, man. And it's doing so much in such little time. It's very impressive. It's very lean. There's no fat at all. No fat No filler. And even though there are parts that are confusing to me, I'm finding this very, very fascinating. Let's keep going. This is called a word. Tourmaline? I don't know what that means, if that's a word at all. It's track 9, and it's produced by the Ravada. Here we go. Whatever this. I'll say Tourmaline.
That's I'm finna be out. I thought I told you geek down. Trouble follow me around. Everybody wanna be Bowser. I'm coming to the seat out. Fire come through me now.
Cool beat.
Tourmaline tie. When she found me on the street, she ride. I keep my feet grounded for my sweet child. The struggle not a team sport. You're not afforded recourse. Of course I had to reroute.
Cool beat. This is a great track.
Multitudes of one, I'm never done counting up drowsy. The sun bouncing through the fun houses. I got used to the come down. I leaped behind and jumped out. Both ears ringing with your love. Both my ears ringing with your love.
Both my ears ringing with your love.
Ghost in the shell, you a hell of a host. We set up a post outside of the settlement with whatever niggas could want. Golden intel, it's heavy to know everything goes, but it's better to vestibule lesson. Prerequisite
I love
for getting in the doors, never letting them be selling you short. Let's get it. I've been here before, it's been a minute. Familiar with it all, it's blown chilling in a bar for good riddance. The muzzle isn't on the dog, the muzzles wouldn't get it from their guards. It's a different feeling. Spirit and heart that's unrelenting. Evidently to a fault, which obviously gonna cause all kind of switching. Coming to my senses. I'm finna be out, I thought I told you geek down. Trouble following me around.
Everybody wanna be Bowser.
Plumbing the deceit out. Fire come through me
Plumbing the
now.
deceit out.
Pitch black tourmaline tie. When she found me on the street, she ride. I keep my feet grounded for my sweet child. The struggle not a team sport. You're not afforded recourse. Of course I had to reroute. Stories
This is a great track. I can see why. This has got the most streams. This is a great beat.
The sun bouncing through the fun houses. I got used to the come down. I leaped behind and jumped out. Both ears ringing with your love. Both my ears ringing with your love.
Yeah. Great production on this one. This beat, it makes me so happy because I feel like it's just like the heart of hip hop. Cool, just kind of beat, loop, structure. A little bit of a sample in there. I don't know if this whole section is a sample or what, but what a great beat. What a great beat. Who was the producer? Was that Navy Blue again? Oh no, the Ravada. This chorus is neat. Everybody want to be Bowser. I'm plumbing the deceit out. The fire come through me now. So Bowser, plumbing, Mario. Here on this annotation here, pitch black tourmaline tower. So black tourmaline is believed to repel negative energy, provide protection, and serve as a grounding force amongst those who believe in the power of crystals. By referring to his wife in this manner, Earl is both acknowledging Ada's role and impact on his life as well as their responsibility as parents. Interesting. I didn't know he was referencing his wife. Is that her name? Tourmaline? I have no fucking idea. I don't know how they figured out that's about his wife, but there you go. Oh, probably by the next line. She found me on the streets. She's found to keep my feet grounded for my sweet child. The struggle, not a team sport. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense there. You're not afforded recourse. Of course I had to reroute. The story wasn't unfounded. Multitudes of one. I'm never done counting up drowsy. The sun bouncing through the fun houses. I got used to the come down. I leaped, bounded, jumped out at. Both ears ringing with your love. I love that line. That's great. Vestibule lesson prerequisite to getting in the door is never letting them be selling you short. Let's get it. I've been in here before. It's been a minute. Familiar with it all. It's bone chilling in the broth. Good riddance. The muzzle isn't on the dog. And then it's written the muggles, but it sounded like he said muzzles. But let's read it as it's written. The muggles wouldn't get it from their gods. This is a different feeling. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. Great beat. That's the kind of song with just the beat. You just play it over and over and over. Much like that De La Soul song I was talking about earlier. That one, I can just listen to that beat over and over and over, man. I know I love you better. You know I love you better. Anyway, this is 10. Heavy Metal, a.k.a. Ejecto Seat, or Ejecto Seato. The producer's child actor. I feel like I've seen that name before, but I don't know. Anyway, here's 10. Heavy Metal, a.k.a. Ejecto Seato.
I released it. I released it. I released it.
Huh.
I released it. I repeat, I released it. I released it. I released it. Dogs, police, ticks, time bombs. The weed kinda scratched the itch I needed. Honorary chief, watch over all the proceedings. God believe got me wheezing. I love being counted out for me. Lust and leave, love cut a little deeper. Don't trust the leap, only the ones in the bleachers. 2016, I had a dreamer. My son crawling around on the ceiling. And I had never seen one. Finally found a meaning. Condo for me.
So I'm gonna pause that. So this section right here, this line, I had a dream of my son crawling around on the ceiling. The reason I went, ooh, is because of a movie called Trainspotting. If you've never seen Trainspotting, I don't even know if I recommend it. It's a great movie in the sense of it's very good at what it's doing, but what it's doing is hard to watch at times. It's about a heroin addict. It's Ewan McGregor and some other people. It's heroin addiction. And during the part of the movie, because they're all fucking loaded up on heroin all the time, there's a couple. He's got some friends, right? Some of the friends are a couple, and their baby just dies because they just don't take care of it. It just dies. And so there's a scene in the movie where shit has gone off the rails completely, and he's trying to sober up, and he's going through withdrawals. And so there's this whole sequence of the movie during the withdrawals, and it's basically like this just bizarre nightmare section. And during that, the dead baby is crawling on his ceiling in the bedroom. So that's why I went, ugh. Now let's click the annotation and see if it references. Yep, Trainspotting. Okay. Yeah, and we're not watching that. Yeah. Not watching that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crazy movie. Good, like well done, again, in what it's doing. But I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Him and his mama keep the sweet digs. The team did when I was down and doubt and disbelief, and I forgot to think big, bitch. The team did when I was down and doubt and disbelief, and I forgot to think big. Avocado cream and coffee, Wally Walker out the bottle drinking. I never got on LinkedIn. High quality, old lean, spilling out the nozzle leaking. It's not a problem, I released it. I repeat, I released it. I just dropped it, you should go and cop it, I released it. I released it. I released it. I released it. Big step, I don't think you tighten cleats fit. This level took a lot to reach. Supply pressure for the diamonds that you see glisten. Heavy metal, every piece precious. Let's watch the belly of the beast sandwich. I got it on the side of these sticks. I saw you jogging, ain't no free lifts. I'm at the morning without pretension. I kept on calling, ain't no reaching. Guess I got bored of playing your game. I put a quarter in and it changed it. I gave my all if I'm not mistaken. I played along like I ain't see danger. I paid the cost to go to, yeah. I pray to God you go. Yeah. I paid the cost and I was repaid. I pray to God you never sleep angry. I paid the cost and I was repaid. I pray to God you never go to sleep angry. I met the morning without pretense. I kept on calling, kept on resending.
I wonder what this section is about. What is it about? Huh. Let's go through this section. I'm going to click. So this whole, I put a quarter in and it changed to, I gave my all if I'm not mistaken. I played along like I ain't see danger. I paid the cost to go to. I pray to God you don't. What is this all about? Earl still feels hard done by a friendship relationship that failed through betrayal and his earnest nature being taken advantage of. But through reflection, prayer, and meditation, he's able to let go and move on with his life. The broken repetition is also a metaphor for ending vicious cycles. Okay. Sure. Big stepper, I don't think your tiny cleats fit. This level took an awful lot to reach. Applied pressure for the diamonds that you see glistening. Heavy metal, every piece precious. Let's watch the belly of the beast hemorrhage. I got it honest out these thickets. I saw you jogging. Ain't no free lifts. I met the morning without pretense. And I kept on calling. Ain't no reaching you. Guess I got bored of playing your game. I put a quarter in and it changed you. What's this about? Like an arcade game? Yeah, okay. Dogs, fleas, ticks, time bombs. The weed kind of scratched the itch. I need it. Honorary chief watch over all the proceedings. Grab a leaf got me wheezing. I love being counted out for me. Lust and leave. Love cut a little deeper. Don't trust the leap. Only the ones in the bleachers. 2016, I had a dream of my son crawling around on the ceiling, and I had never seen him. Finally found the meaning. Okay, well, what's the meaning? Oh, in an interview of the New York Times podcast, Earl states that he had a dream of a baby crawling on the ceiling of his bus when he was touring with Odd Future. He didn't realize the child was his at the time, but now believes it was a message from the future about how his son would turn his world upside down. Well, that's much better than the train spotting thing. Much better. Condo for me, him, and his mama. Keep the sweet digs. The team did when I was down in doubt and disbelief, and I forgot to think. And I like how they chop his lyrics out and they put in a sample of "Think Big, Bitch," like it's somebody else telling him, "Hey, think big." Like the team is there for him, trying to like remind him, motivate him, etc. So that's kind of neat that he did that. I never got on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a weird fucking site. Like this weird wannabe social media site. I guess it technically is a social media site, but it's like for psychos, as far as I can tell. All right, here's the final track. It's called Exhaust. Navy Blue and Earl Sweatshirt are producing. What an interesting album, man. Let's wrap this up. 2.5 minutes, final track. Here's 11, Exhaust.
Take two.
Worked harder than a bitch, operating a tight ship. God steering a ship, the wheel in a vice grip. Slave to the vices, stay sipping. I don't got all day to play with you. The fake shit don't surprise me. Things change, so a nigga stayed improvising. Risk takers, look at all the places that it got me. Save with no thanks, you can't make me no promise. We went our own ways and still think of you highly. Give my baby my daddy last name in his likeness. Taking the signs in, facing a fire. Change your surroundings. Kings of the county, angels around me. Sailed in on lightning. Prepare for the fight. Go to church if you scared or you frightened. Worked harder than a bitch, operating a tight ship. God steering a ship. My wheel in a vice grip, scaling and climbing. They pale in comparison and slimy. I pray they know better than to try me. I stay with the veteran advisors. I paid every time I wasn't righteous. I'm checking all the boxes. I made every effort, then I laced up my craps and kept it rocking. I can't see no other option. Whole rank, tank engine on the 110 southbound growling. Your love stank bitches, that's your fucking problem. Sergeant at marathon standing on the couches, singing loud, lining silver on the Nimbus cloud. I get it now.
The heart breaks itself.
More power to you, but there's no flowers in your vase.
Over and over again until
no amount of sugar gon' help with the taste.
Stays
At the end of the day,
open.
it's really just you and whatever you think. From air mailing you strength.
So there you have it.
I like Exhaust. What a cool fucking album, man. Let's go through this. Exhaust, you know? That's what I think of first, but also, you know, exhaustion, being tired, because he opens it up with worked harder than a bitch. Operating the tight shift, God steering the ship. The wheel and the vice grip, slave to the vices. The wheel and the vice grip. A vice grip means you got a tight hold on something. Yeah. But I was thinking too of sometimes like the handle breaks off and so you put a vice grip on so you can do it with the vice grip. The wheel and the vice grip. So I feel like that is kind of important because to me it implies the idea of the original steering wheel breaking off for whatever reason. Which kind of makes sense with some of the stuff that Earl has said in his other album, in this album and in other albums. And especially too if this is his older self kind of reflecting on his younger self. Like if the wheel breaks off, instead of just losing complete control, you just fucking find a way, right? Find a way to grab on still. Anyway, the wheel and the vice grip, slave to the vices, stay sipping. I don't got all day to play with you. The fake shit don't surprise me. Things change, so a person stay improvising. Risk take, because look at all the places that it got me. This is a huge line. Jumps right out at me because, what was it, the first track? Was it the very first track? You know, why are you waiting for things to happen? Why are you waiting? Yeah, you got to go out. You got to take risks. Taking risks is what gets you new places, different places. Save it. No thanks. You can't make me no promise. We went our own ways. I still think of you highly. This is a really fascinating line. Give my baby my daddy's last name and his likeness. Taking the signs in. Facing the fire. Change of surroundings. Kings of the county. Angels around me. Sailed in on lightning. Prepare for the fight. Go to the church if you're scared or you're frightened. Worked harder than a bitch. They pale in comparison and slimy. I pray they know better than to try me. I stay with the veteran advisors. I paid every time I wasn't righteous. I'm checking all the boxes. I made every effort. Then I laced up my crepes and kept it rocking. I can't see another option. So keep going. Keep going. Hold rank, tank engine on the 110 southbound growling. You love stank bitches. That's your fucking problem. Let's click this one. Likely a reference to A$AP Rocky's hit single "Fucking Problems" featuring Drake, Kendrick. Maybe. I could see where the idea for the annotation comes from. Sure, but maybe. At Marathon, standing on the couch singing loud. I love this. Lining silver on the Nimbus cloud. I get it now. So a silver lining to the cloud, you know? Yeah. More power to you, but it's no flowers in your vase. No amount of sugar going to help with the taste. At the end of the day, it's really just you and whatever you think, I'm airmailing you strength. This is such a what a great way to conclude this album. No amount of sugar is going to help with the taste. At the end of the day, it's really just you and whatever you think. I'm airmailing you strength. I love that. I love that. I love that as the ending to the album. Because really what he's doing is he's trying to give out such a positive message. He's trying to kind of show how his own self-reflection has helped him, has his own risk-taking has helped him, how his own growth has helped him. But also, it's up to you. It's up to you, which is absolutely true. How long does this? An hour and 20 minutes for a 20-minute album. So that's why I kind of feel bad, because at the beginning I kind of snapped at you like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you, right? And
You just didn't want me to overshadow you.
Yeah, right. No, I didn't want to go back and forth with you because I know how Earl writes, and it would have been a 4-hour video of me yelling at the corner of the screen over lyrics and shit.
That's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing for a person who doesn't want to make a 4-hour video today.
Oh yeah.
So.
But then you would have gotten it right.
I hope you heard that. I don't dare repeat it. I don't dare repeat it. Yeah.
That's fine.
Cool album. Really,
That's what it sounded like.
The thing with Earl, though, I guess I'll just tell you since you're here and they can spy through my publicly posted video that I'm making for the internet. But Earl Sweatshirt he's a challenge because his style is so different. He's very different. His flow, like, he's a rapper in the technical sense, but like, he's not rapping in what you would expect. It's almost it leans more towards spoken word. Mm-hmm. And the production's kind of odd. And the lyrics that he uses, well, I mean, you heard me saying stuff,
yeah,
I'm sure.
You can tell. I'm not surprised that everything else is different. Because
Yeah.
the lyrics that you were talking about,
He's
was different.
He's just neat. He's neat. And it's like, on one hand, I really like this, but on the other hand, like, I don't know how much I'll listen to it. It's one of those things.
Well, no. So they're going to talk about dead babies falling across the ceiling? Like, I almost plugged my ears when you're talking about that.
When I was describing that, I was like, she's not going to like this part where I describe this part.
No, not okay. Especially because I really like, what's his face?
What is his face?
I don't remember, but he's cute.
You like the cute guy
Yeah.
with his face?
Yeah.
But you can't remember his name?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was neat, man. And it's called Live, Laugh, Love, or whatever the fuck it's called. Love, Laugh, what? Live, Laugh, Love.
Like the book?
Whatever. Is that what the book is called?
Oh, no, it's Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah. What I really like about this project is that it's a guy, which, he has a little line about it in the album, but here's a man who's aging and allowing himself to age, allowing himself to grow, allowing his perspectives to change, his ideas to change. This is fucking important. Really, really, really important. Do not make your brain a permanent state. Do not. You will torture yourself if you do that. And so I love that this man is using music, which is something he loves and cares about. And he even said in an interview that was in one of the annotations we read, it's therapeutic for him. It helps. I mean, you can clearly see a person growing here. And so that's what I find incredible about it. It's Earl. It's odd. It's great. But so much growth. And he's doing his best to just lay out everything he can. All his little nuggets of wisdom that he's picked up over the years. And then I love how it's at the end of the day, it's really just you and whatever you think. And I feel like that in itself has its own double meaning. Because it's like it's him saying, I can't make you believe any of this shit or do it. It's up to you. But also, I feel like it's also another way of saying, if you are frustrated and mad and like whatever it is that's in here, it is up to us kind of what we think and what we focus on. And you can take that and you can flip it around if you want. You really can. Live, laugh, love. What a cool fucking project, man. Very cool. Forge, I really liked. I really liked Forge. CRISCO, Tourmaline. Those are the ones I remember off the top of my head. Lots of hearts, though. Lots of hearts. The first track I need to listen to again just because it was a bit of a Earl shock, because it's been a while since I listened to some Earl. So it was just different from, like I was saying, Tyler, fucking Jid, Clips, Yeet, the new Yeet album. That was a banger too. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, hopefully that was fun. I feel like I did a lot of talking. Nothing new there, I suppose. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.